Guruji goes on, Daya Pandaran. In yogic circles, yogic clans, yoga centers where the great yoga masters used to congregate, the yogic masters have completely abandoned their connection with the world. So they don't cook for themselves, they don't earn any money, they don't do anything related to the world. Their only interest is in spiritual progression, in spiritual discussions, in spiritual practice. So the yogis would have usually a lady to cook for them so that they could have their meals. And the word that they used was Pandaran, this cook. Guru Nanak Dev Ji has even a shabad in Guru Granth Sahib Ji which refers to a woman by the word Pand. So here we're seeing a similar word, Pandaran. So Pandaran is the cook, the one who cooks for you, the one who gives you all your meals. So Guru's carrying on with this meal analogy. Bhogat Gyan, consume the wisdom. Daya Pandaran, and let compassion be the one that is serving you. Let compassion be your cook. Let compassion be that which looks after you. Spiritual wisdom can be really dangerous. It's a really dangerous thing if it's not combined with compassion. If it's not combined with love. It's very easy for knowledge to become your ego. Too easy. And with that, a sense of superiority arises within you. The feeling that I actually know something now. I've read all the books. I've learnt all the texts. I've got a lot of knowledge. And within your own self-identity, you start feeling, I'm better than the people who don't know this knowledge. So when you start feeling higher than someone else, that should be big warning signs, red flashing lights. A siren should go off inside you that says, this has gone wrong somewhere. So, where ego puts you higher than everyone else, compassion puts you lower than everyone else. If the knowledge is truly embedded within you, if you've really understood what the Guru is saying, then you will see your self-identity as a corruption of your true self. You will see this idea that me, I am, is a corrupt version of you. That isn't the real version of you. That's a corruption of you. That's where something has gone wrong. A virus has entered into you. You're not working in your most optimal way. And if you're beginning to understand that I is something wrong, is a corrupt version, then you'll start to begin to see that there is actually the true version of me is a divine version. That divinity is what is within me. The oneness is what is within me, not this I, not this individuality. And when you know that this oneness, this aliveness of God, of Jyot, call it light, call it Atma, when you see that that is your true self and that is what is all around you, that's where the compassion comes from. So you see everything else as well as yourself as a manifestation of the divine. So this compassion is not a false humility that we just show the world. That's the humility that we see in the Gurdwara. Everyone has learnt how to behave in the Gurdwara. When you go into the temple, into the mosque, into the church, all of a sudden everyone starts becoming very holy, very humble. Everyone's hands start going together. Everyone's voice softens. But this isn't a real version of ourselves, because as soon as we leave the Gurdwara, then we can relax again. We become our normal selves. So this is a trained response. We've learnt how to behave because we think that that is the way that people will see us best. That is a preservation of the ego. The ego says, in the Gurdwara you behave like this, then you'll be seen as one of the holy people. So the ego puts on an act. You should be able to tell whether that is real or not by your behavior when you leave the Gurdwara. Does that behavior continue, or do you then just go back out into your real ego? So this is a performance, this is an act. So this is a false mask that you're wearing. And everyone puts this mask on when we go to the Gurdwara. And when we leave, we can take that mask off. So real humility is a genuine shame that you have about the very self that you experience. Your very self-identity is a shame. And you say, I'm so sorry that I think that I am. That is humility. When you know that the very thing that you experience about yourself is that corrupt version, and that's all you know about yourself. This is all I am. This is all I know. That's where real humility comes from. And compassion comes out of this humility. So from humility comes compassion, and from humility comes egolessness. From compassion, we start with humility. You have to know that I am low. And that's only when you can see compassion in everyone else. But you can only know that I am low when you've known that there is a problem. This ego is a problem. So you have to know that there is the opposite of the ego, which is egolessness. Compassion comes from humility. Humility comes from egolessness. Guru says, Daya Pandaran. Let this compassion be what serves you. Let that compassion be the thing that is looking after you. Let that utter humility be something that is there, part of you all the time. In order to make this food work for you, the food, the gyan, the wisdom of the Guru, in order for that to be of any effect, it needs to be served by compassion. We need compassion and humility to make sense of the wisdom. Without compassion, the food starts to go rotten. The wisdom enters in our mind, but it starts to spoil, because the wisdom then feeds the ego. So that wisdom which was meant to destroy your ego starts to serve your ego. It's as though you've eaten something rotten. There's nothing rotten in the gyan, but once it enters inside you, it starts to spoil. So you need that counterbalance with compassion, that humility, in order for the gyan to continue to work. And without this gyan, without this egoless state, gyan only turns into more ego. This egolessness that I am worthless, I am nothing. Without that, the gyan says I am something. Daya Pandaran, kat kat vajhe naad. In each and every heart resounds the sound. Now the Pandaran who used to cook for the yogis, when the food has been prepared and is ready to serve, she would play an instrument, ring a bell, call everyone so that they know that food is about to be served. Guru says, I have one of these instruments as well. I have this music as well. But the music that I hear is the vibration in each and every being. I can hear that vibration. That's the music that I'm listening to. Kat kat vajhe naad. Within each and every being, within each and every heart, there is a melody and I can hear it. I can hear the vibration of your aliveness. That divine aliveness that's inside all of you, that sound of vibration, I can hear it. That is what the Gursikh can hear. So remember that this sound is being played so that the yogis know to come and eat the food. And Guru is saying that in order for you to eat the food of the Guru's wisdom, you have to know that there is a sound and that there is a oneness that's in all of us. Ik Oankar. You have to know what the Ik Oankar is. You have to focus on that naad, on that vibration. The very first lesson of the Guru, you have to be able to see it, hear it, contemplate it, comprehend it, understand it, in order for the food of the Gyan to continue to work. You know, everyone says that God is inside us. Everyone talks about it, like they know. But nobody knows how to find the God inside us. If God is inside you, you should be able to know where it is. If you don't know where it is, then don't say it's inside you, because you don't know. What you're saying is what you've heard everyone else say. God isn't something that's separate and inside you. It isn't a being that's playing hide and seek with you. Like you're somewhere and it's somewhere else just hiding from you all the time. God isn't hiding. You just don't know where to look. You don't know what you're looking for, so you don't know how to find it. Guru Nanak Dev Ji says that I can hear God in everything and everyone. When you speak, it is God's voice speaking. Every sound that you make, the very sound of you being alive, the sound of you breathing, the sound of you moving, the voice coming out of your mouth, that is God's voice. Guru Nanak says, I can hear it because I know what I'm listening for. I'm not trying to find something that's hidden far away. I can see it and hear it right in front of me. It's here. I can see it. But only because I've been taught by the Guru what I'm looking for. So your voice, your breath, your movement, your sound is God's sound. It isn't something that's far away. Your voice is God's voice. Otherwise, whose voice do you think it is? My voice. The I comes back in. You say, oh, I didn't think that was God's voice. I thought that was my voice. Your aliveness is God's aliveness. The very thing that makes you alive right now, that's His aliveness. Sab mein jyot jyot hai soe, tis de chanan sab mein chanan hoye. Within you is the light, within all is the light, and that light is His light. When He is shining, you are shining. Because He is switched on, you are switched on. And we don't know what to look for. When Guru is saying, it's staring you in the face. Look in the mirror. What you see is God. What you feel inside you is God. Do this. Close your eyes for a moment. Who's there? Can you feel someone or something there? That which you feel, the presence that you feel inside you right now, that's God. And all this time you thought it was somewhere far away. That's it. When you close your eyes, it's like walking into a room. There's someone in the room, right? There's something there. When you close your eyes, that I is there. That I isn't you. The thing that's switched on inside you right now, that's God. Where did you think it was hiding? Where have you been looking? Guru Nanak says, Kat kat vajhe naad. This vibration of aliveness is in all of us. So being aware of this presence inside you right now is to be able to hear the naad. This is the characteristic of the spiritual seeker, the one that can experience the presence of the divine at any moment. Let's think about Mool Mantar. Guru says there is oneness, and the oneness spoke the sound of Oankar. And from Oankar, he sent out a vibration, and that Naad created everything. The very thing that keeps you alive is the voice of God. Every single cell in your body, every single atom is vibrating a frequency. That vibration, that aliveness is what? That aliveness is you. But you've always just misdirected it as me. This is where meditation comes in. We spend our whole life meditating on me, me, me. And Guru says, meditate you, you, you. When you meditate on you, you realize that the me is you. And it is that simple. But we've made it so complicated that we think God must be far away. God must be difficult to obtain. Why would the Guru give you something difficult? But it's easy to understand and comprehend. It's difficult to experience all the time. This is where we constantly have to eat the food of the Guru's wisdom. We have to continuously do this, have this relationship with it, so we never forget. Otherwise we constantly forget, because the me is something we've lived with for so long. The me comes back at every moment.